I mean, festivals are always
And like on paper, it probably looks a little bit like a generic festival set, but like they crushed those songs. Like, it was lights out from start to finish.
Yeah, I mean, look, I feel like, I mean, I've been saying this, but every set they played on this tour so far, they've brought with intention. Yeah, I mean, they've really been
Yeah,
playing because the dogs. They got dogs playing. They got Frasco. I mean, that's a lot of energy that's been spent in the room. Like those are
right.
both acts that bring energy. Frasco,
Yeah,
especially, right? He gets the crowd really going. So it's like, all right, now you have to, you know, now you got a headline. It's cool.
yeah. It's like they really like hit the nail on the head with the traveling circus, and like each day definitely feels like a festival, especially that weekend in the Midwest. Like that really felt like Domefest hitting those three cities, and then like on night three having like the band come out and like chill during the Magic Bean set, like felt like late night Saturday night Domefest vibes, where like Greg was coming out to chill, which is like something you never really see.
That is definitely more a rarity there. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, look, I've had the most FOMO for this tour. It's just my life's timing with this has been the worst. But yeah, because I was just talking to a couple of my friends that were like, I was asking how was the Beans after party, and they were telling me the whole story about it. And I was just like, it really is. That's a long day. So to do multiple days of that is a lot.
yeah,
It definitely has the
it's
festival vibe. Now
it's
you're also driving
yeah.
miles
It's
between.
like you're starting at 4 o'clock and you're going straight till 1 a.m. with music. Like that's a full like evening of festival hopping
But
around,
I think they did it
and
right,
like
though. Look,
there is like a little bit of like an adventure element to it, having to like hop to different venues and like different cities. Like that's what you get with the traveling. But like everyone being there, like it definitely had a very cool like festival show feel.
yeah. I mean, that's one of my favorite things about going on the road. You're doing 2, 3, 4 nights in a row. You're in, 1, 2, 3 cities, and it's the checking out of your hotel, checking into the hotel. You're driving in between, there's so much fun that happens in
It's
just
a
the adventure of just getting to and
it's
from.
it's a rush. Like you're going, like you're still not getting any sleep, even though like you have an Airbnb. Like, and then yeah, you're just driving to the show, and then there's no time to chill in
Yeah, I
between.
remember
Get to
after the third night of the Dash Side of the Moon run, and I was wiped. I did most of the driving on
is
that
that
trip. I had Lee, Gavin, Tony, and yeah, the three of them in the car. And the car,
that was
yeah, the car
Columbus.
got broken into. Window got smashed out. So we had to
Uh,
drive 6 hours back to DC with the window smashed out. It was it
that's
was the worst. Looks like we got Jake in the house.
Hello.
What's up, buddy?
hey, Mike Rudman.
Hey, are you Mike Rudman?
Wait, who's Mike Rudman?
No, I'm Jake. I make tie
I
dyes.
thought this whole time I was talking to Jake.
Now I'm confused.
Oh, hold on. There you go. It's like looking into a mirror.
Oh my
Pictures
gosh.
are the same.
Oh, I didn't wear glasses tonight, so it'd make it a little bit easier to tell.
So we can tell each other apart.
Yeah. But anyways, what's up, Flockers? We're back with another episode of Flockast. This is episode 56, apparently. I don't know. Colin's on top of things. He's back in
Well, after the
Miami.
last episode, we only got about a half an episode out of that one. So I was just going to call that one 555 or 550.5. But there was a lot of lost flock talk on that one, but we persevere.
Yeah, that was Lee trying to join in with us, but we got
We
what
love
we
you,
got.
Lee. We love you.
Yep.
Even if you don't have a PC, we still don't hold it against you.
No, it's okay, buddy. Yeah, I'm here in my garage with no AC trying to get everything set up, but we've got Mr. Mike
Hey,
Rudman here with us today. What's going on, Mike?
not too much. Glad to be back.
Yeah, Mike's been on pretty much most of Pigeons tour. this year.
I wouldn't say most. Maybe half. Let's say
That's
half.
decent.
It's
Yeah.
pretty good. They haven't played that many shows, but let's call it half.
What shows have you missed so far? Maybe 3 or 4.
Kansas City, St. Louis, Kalamazoo, and Yuba Bonfire. And I'm sure there was another one
But you
there.
said you made the Kazoo or you missed it?
Those are the ones I
got
missed.
it. Yeah, that one looked like a heater too.
Yeah.
That little Godzilla encore. Bringing everyone on that one.
Sick
Hell
shit.
yeah.
Sick shit. But yeah, let's well, last episode we had Lee, and Lee was talking about what festival was that? What was Lee talking about?
No, we were talking about the Levitt. I think we talked about Levitt and Stone Pony, kind of the kickoff of the summer tour there with the traveling circus known as Domefest Presents, I guess. I've been hearing so many stories from people keeping up in the flock. The FOMO's been super real. Everybody that I talked to has just been having like the most fun. Beans after parties have been raging, start to finish. Me and Mike were just saying before you hopped on, it's from 4 p.m., 1 in the morning, multiple days in a row potentially. It's a lot to take in.
When they announced this tour, and like we were all kind of being like, we want 2 sets of pigeons, and like a little kind of let down that it was going to be 1 set each. I ate my words after the first show. Like it's just so much fun, start to finish, having an absolute ball on this tour.
I love how many people have been falling in love with Andy Frasco on this tour. I feel like he's been kind of a little breakout star here. A lot of ladies have been hearing that from specifically, but he's been definitely charming.
Dude, I've been diving into his Spotify since this tour, and I'm loving his music.
Yes, great.
I was arguably like as hyped for his set at Northlands as I was for Pigeons. It was like Pigeons and Andy were the 2 bands I was most excited to see.
And I think a lot of people are going into these shows going like, "Oh, I'm super excited for Dogs, Pigeons, and Frasco." I mean, like, there's not a lull in that night. It's such high energy. By the end of the night, like, oof, you should get some sleep. You probably won't, but you should.
And all the sit-ins that they do, it's just like you're seeing collaborations the entire show.
Yeah, I was just watching their Mo cover from the other night where they had the guys from Dogs on.
Yeah, that was in Utica. Yeah, that jam was awesome. Like, definitely got lost in that jam every time I ever listened to it. I feel like all the jams that they're doing on this tour, it's like hearing them play these songs for the first time. Like they're very like new spins on songs that we've been listening to them play for years now.
Yeah, I was saying it earlier. They're playing with intention. All these sets, even though they're playing one set list, they're doing everything they can to pack as much into one. I mean, it's not quite one set list. It's a little longer, I think. It's it's an extended one, but
I think it's like 90 minutes.
It's about a normal set list then.
Well, the first show,
if you were watching any of the Frasco podcasts with Pigeons and stuff like that, Frasco actually asked Pigeons about, if fans had been saying anything about them not playing the 2 sets like they usually do, and they completely diverted that question and didn't even like come close to answering it or anything like that.
Yeah, in my head I was like, damn, you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, it was a good question to ask, but like,
right.
All the sets have been strong and stuff, and like you were just saying,
and like you get an hour 15 minutes of Dogs, and then an unhinged hour and 15 minutes of Andy Frasco. Pigeons play for 90 minutes. Like you get your fill of music. Like, it's satisfying.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I would love like would I also be happy with 2 sets of Pigeons? Sure, absolutely. But like, I'm not walking away unsatisfied.
Always satisfied.
At all. At all.
So I was wondering if, like, when they play at Bender Jamboree, if they'll do like a drunk people bye little sandwich. No,
I don't know.
You didn't see about Justin Timberlake?
Oh, right. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
relevant.
relevant, right? It's 2 songs they play.
Yeah. Wait, when is Bender Jamboree?
Later in the summer.
I don't.
I just figured
Okay.
an appropriate
Yeah,
place to
maybe.
play it. I don't know if you guys saw his mugshot, but he was hanging at the cliffs.
Right. His eyes were glazed over for
Definitely was
sure.
having a chill day.
He refused a chemical test,
Oh, really?
which is basically an admission.
My favorite part of this is the cop was so young they didn't know who he was. That to me was like the most hilarious aspect of the whole thing.
Damn. Did this happen last night or something?
In the last couple of days, it's just been a fun thing I've been
I think it
joking
was
on.
in the last 48 hours. Yeah, his mugshot's a meme already.
Yeah, it's great. But anyway, we digress.
Yeah, so the last episode was up to the Utica show. So Mike was at the Rochester show, right, on the 31st.
So we're going to the next week, Rochester. Yeah, I was at Rochester.
Yes.
Fair point.
Yeah, that's where we need to pick up. And then you drove all the way to Columbus, Ohio, stayed with me for a night, and then drove to Cincinnati.
It was like 5 hours to Rochester, 6 hours to Columbus, and then another 2 to Kentucky, and then 12 to get home.
Oof.
It was yikes.
That's a painful drive to end the run.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. After all that, the longest drive was getting
I was just
home.
complaining about a 6-hour drive. 12. That's 6 seems like a walk in the park by comparison.
Do a 6-hour drive in my sleep.
Yeah, you and Jake both apparently.
That's why people mix us up. You know, Mike's got a sponsorship with Ghost Energy now.
Working on it.
Nice.
Yep. Yeah, my people are in contact with their people.
No.
I'm glad you have people.
Right.
But are those people talking to your people?
The guy behind the guy is talking to.
But they got to talk to the man. If they're not talking to the man, you're getting nowhere.
The man talks to me, and then I talk to them, and then they talk to him.
All right, you got it under control.
Yeah. The correspondents are in action.
Nice.
All right. Well, they got a 1-setter on this one, and coming out swinging with a nice pop off.
This was Fairport. Wait, Rochester.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm reading it wrong.
Yeah, it says Fairport, but it was in Rochester at the.
It was Rochester.
Is that the same thing? Are we misquoting? Don't want to get angry letters from our Rochester fans.
No. They were in Flockchester. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it was Rochester.
And Ben did a little crowd surf.
Yeah, during Frasco set, they were playing Burning Down the House with all the dogs in a pile. And then Ben crowd surfed over the crowd to crush a beer, I think. Or no, to throw a ball in a hoop.
And he made it too.
Yeah, it was a slam dunk.
Yeah, Ben's sober, so he would not be going to crush a beer.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so, I saw the video like pop up on like social media, and it was with no context. It was just Ben coming face first down the crowd, and I'm like, "What is happening?"
That was probably the most wild Andy Frasco set of the whole tour too. Like they were trashing the stage. It was wild.
I remember
it was so much fun. Good show to be on the rail for.
Night one, Stop Making Cake, when Frasco and Gator were on surfboards.
It was air mattresses,
like pillow fighting or something.
Yeah. Was that what? Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I kind of walked in just before that, and I'm like, "What did I do?"
That might have been my first Andy Frasco
might
show
have been mine
too,
as well, actually.
Which is another example of Pigeons introducing me to awesome music.
They got a pretty good record.
They have an excellent track record. It's almost like it's their mission statement.
I'm sure it's on a PowerPoint presentation.
It pretty much is.
Them giving people opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even thinking about Dopapod's announcement this week with their hanging it up for a while. It's very sad because that band is way too good to be quitting. Like they're talented, like beyond my ability to comprehend as a non-musical person. Like they're that good, and like they're like a musician's band that like musicians look up to them and are influenced by them. And the fact that they're struggling just as it shows how difficult it is for working touring bands to make it in this industry, that like you can be that good and still not succeed. And and I think that's a big reason why Pigeons are giving so many bands opportunities. Like their goal is to grow the scene and to play with their friends. And it's like if their friends are not succeeding, then it's almost like they're not succeeding at what they're setting out to do. So I mean that explains why they're having sit-ins with every show. I think Kendall McCargo texted me the other day. He was like, "When's the last time Pigeons played a set without a sit-in?" And I forgot to answer him, but like it's been a while. Like I don't know if they've done one this year. Actually, thinking about it,
Pretty consistent. I mean, look, when you have that many musicians traveling with you, it's kind of hard not to.
like even having Matthew Rennick with Sacred Hollow sit in during that week in the Midwest. It's like if that it's promoting live music, and it's like if that sit in was able to sell Sacred Hollow 20 more tickets at their next show, then they're doing their job. Like it's exposing people to bands that they might not otherwise listen to on their own.
I mean, look, it takes me back to when I first got into jam bands in the early 2000s. You had limited choices. There was not much of a, you had Humphreys, Biscuits, Fish.
The saturated market
Right. So there's a lot more. And I think that's a gift and a curse, because I was reading some more about these festivals have been shutting down, giving like short notice in this terrible situations, but they're like, people are waiting to buy tickets. So they're not selling out day one. People are like waiting to get tickets. Maybe I get a free ticket. I can get a miracle. Maybe I just show up and get one under face at face day of. But if they don't get that money in on sale, the festival falls apart right there because they can't pay the bills. So it's like they're so reliant on early sales, and if they're not coming in, and there's so many festivals going on, that's why I almost think it was smart. Domefest, look, they might have had to make a hard decision early, but seeing all the things that have gone wrong in the festival scene since, I think they made a smart choice, a big pivot, and I think it's paying off huge for them right now because of the hype that it's created. So I'd say, good for them for.
It's something different too. It's like it's the fact that it's not a festival. Right. You have all these opportunities to see, these three bands in the show.
Yeah, I mean, look, everyone was kind of a little heartbroken when Domefest was, canceled for the year. So bummer.
Oh, crushed.
But looking back now,
it was my birthday.
Right? Happy birthday, Mike. Sorry, your party's so lame.
I mean, like Jeremy canceled Domefest, and then 20 minutes later texted me happy birthday. But like Domefest is also his birthday, so it's like there was like a mutual pain there.
It's like a week later usually, so I kind of always parlay into like a birthday party for me as well. Why not, right? But yeah, I think coming around though, looking back now in hindsight, brilliant move, guys, brilliant move.
Yeah.
Especially with the VIP because and the Frasco is included in on that. So it's like a fun thing, and they've been.
I love when they were talking about that on his podcast. He was like saying how he was like spacing out during the VIP. Greg had to be like, Andy. Like what? Oh yeah.
That's what I'm at. But yeah,
funny.
Definitely changing things up. But do you have any like highlights from the Rochester show?
Yeah, Greg came up to the platform and said my name in front of me during Eleanor Rigby. That was pretty cool.
Did he just like look at you and just Mike Rudman?
That's literally what he did. Yeah, I got it on video.
All right.
That was awesome. The set was just strong, like all the way through, especially like the beginning. They were playing all these classic hits like Pop Off, Time to Ride, Offshoot, Burning Up My Time with the cashmere sandwich. Like they were just jamming and doing their thing, doing what
Yeah,
pigeons
Greg loves a
do.
good cashmere.
Um,
But I think that offshoot, calm before the storm, and then just fired up into a skipjack. It's like a slingshot.
Right. Yeah. And then who'd they have out for Feeling Fine?
Kaplan?
Was it Brian Murray or Kaplan?
Yeah, Jeremy Kaplan.
They've had a lot of key
Was it
sit-ins with him,
Jeremy?
and I got to say, and I've said I've been a Keys hater in the past. I think Kaplan does a really good job at not overpowering Jeremy. He really kind of fits in the flow with them really, really well.
I agree.
Agree totally with that. He does a very very good job.
Pretty
Yeah.
good.
Very good. Very good.
But,
And then yeah, the Liquid, to just put an exclamation point on that set, was very
and then you
cool.
get knocked down. You get up again.
Yeah, the tub thumping encore, that was wild.
It's fun though. I think they really picked a lot of cool encores. The night show before doing beer.
It's just cool to see like 14 freaking people on stage just like raging together. Like that's
fun.
To be able to like orchestrate that many musicians, especially like 5 of them being Andy Frasco's band.
It's a lot of mix you got to do on the fly. So keeping that
got to be a challenge there. And like you could tell like Greg's been taking the lead on that also, which is, it's cool to see them just kind of like standing out as leaders.
He's the ringleader at this circus.
Assuming the role, and then not just like taking lead, but also like the bands are following suit. Kind of just shows the respect that everyone has for
it's
them.
Organization. I think when there's that many of them, they all want to do a good job. They all want to play tight. They all want to get the clips on social. They want the bust out moments of the night, right? So everyone's out there to really do a good job. So I think the communication that they have, and the more they do this, the better communication only gets better, right? So as the tour goes on, they announce a new date. Great, that's just one more time they get to do this again, and it probably just gets tighter and tighter as they go. I think so.
I feel like a couple more dates are going to pop in here too.
I would not. The way it's hyping up right now, I think they could sell just about anywhere if they were to kind of pull it together. So I think they have a good opportunity to put some more dates out there if they want to.
Dude, anywhere in the Northeast, I'll go.
Florida would be cool, guys. If you want to just make a random flight down here, I wouldn't mind, but that's random and out of the way.
That's fair. They do need to hit the Southeast again.
Yeah, it was.
They're coming down to Carolina, right? Aren't they doing a couple of shows in the Southeast?
Yeah,
it kills me with the midweek shows.
Oh, right.
They're Tuesday, Wednesday, and a Wednesday, Thursday, I think, and it's just it's hard for me to break in the midweek right now.
Sure.
Do they have anything that weekend?
The Caverns, but then Montegreen's like the next weekend, I think.
No,
Montegreen's the weekend before.
So it's like I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I'm gonna be skipping Montegreen.
Yeah. It's gonna be.
But I'm skipping Montegreen, but I will be at Deer Creek.
Nice.
So I'll see you. I'll see you guys at Deer Creek. Yeah.
Sweet.
Me and Shannon are trying to plan a sneaky trip to Vegas one night in out and do a Dead and Company show, and it's only because I don't know what another band I'll want to see potentially that I'd want to see. And so I'm like, all right.
You don't want to see the Eagles,
Maybe
man?
I'm good on Hotel California. I used to sing that song every Thursday as I worked at a resort. I had to sing karaoke, so I just picked a song.
You don't want to see the Eagles perform Hotel California in the Sphere. They're literally going to turn it into a Hotel California. It's going to be great.
But I want to see the Sphere so bad, so I'm just like, all right.
It's also another bird band.
Yeah. The original.
Right.
I'm sure they'll put on a good show, but I hear the Stones are in line. I hear who's in line. Who knows who they announce next? But I want to check it out, and I don't want to wait a year and a half or whatever to see a band there. So anyway, I think it'll be fun.
Waiting for Paul McCartney.
Tool, I think, would be one I would be stoked to see. That one I'd kind of like make an exception for. Jake, I know you're into that. There's a couple bands where I'm like, look, I saw a video that Daft Punk, I don't know if it was really Daft Punk. I think it was probably just people dressed up as were playing in the lobby And I was like, is this some sort of weird, sick, like game? Like they split up, they've stopped. Yeah. But if they come back, I would absolutely go see Daft Punk at the Sphere. I saw them in Brisbane like 25 years ago in a park. It was like one of the best things. It was so much fun.
That's crazy.
Be able to do that again. But anyway.
I feel like there are a few places I wouldn't go see Daft Punk at this point.
Yeah. I mean, they played so little over the years. Bring it back, guys. If you're listening right now, Mr. Punk.
Yeah. Mr. Bangalter.
I'm sure they'll get back to him. But Jake, we didn't ask, how was the vending? You vended for quite a few shows there, right? How'd it go?
Yeah, Columbus, right? That was fun.
Yeah, we did. We started out in Columbus, and then did Newport, and then we were able to do Kalamazoo. But Columbus was all right, and so was Cincinnati. Columbus, the setup was kind of like on the other side of a wall, so that we couldn't really like see this stage from our booth, but we were like right adjacent to the pit. So like if anyone had to go do anything, you like walk past our booth. So we got a lot of good foot traffic and
cool,
some decent sales. But I mean, we were able to see like everyone, a whole bunch of people stopped by, almost too many to like even remember. You know, it's so crazy seeing so many people stopping by, talking to Tiffany and everything like that. Even Jeremy stopped by before the show.
Cool.
Forgot that he had to go be at VIP, so then he cut that short and ran over there.
He's got to go shake some hands and kiss some babies.
Yeah. He stopped by first. But it was good. Vending was good. There was 2 other vendors in Columbus, and then only one other one in Newport, Kentucky. But let's talk about
the vibes a little bit more.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, a whole bunch of people have commented that were outside of the flock that I've never met before that said it was like a cool idea, and we're happy that there were like, you know, other vendors than just like merch available. And when you think about it, there's 3 merch tables from the band, and then it's been, you know, at least 2 other vendors. So that's a pretty good amount of people inside a venue selling things.
Yeah.
So instead of just milling around in between the 3 sets that there are,
just being weird, talking to people.
Yeah, being weird, it gives a chance for people to come and stop by and talk to other flockers and stuff like that, kind of like a home base area. So that was cool.
Yeah, I remember at Domefest when I had my little tent there back at the bowl, it was kind of that same way, right? It was just kind of like, all right, little central point for everybody. Get to see everybody. It was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. But they came out with to my surprise, melting lights, and Greg did another 360 off a Gators riser. I swear, dude, he was like, I was like anticipating looking at him again, and he gave me the, you know, the stare and the look, and then he like turns his back and goes around and 360 jumps off of it. And I mean, I guess I'm pretty sure that's something new that he's been doing, and in the past 2 times
These are some practicing.
Yeah. It's pretty much just been like this year, yeah.
Like, well, now I'm only going to be impressed when I see a 540. You know,
the first time we did it, it was like I wasn't sure if like my brain fully registered. I was like, did he just?
So did I. I was just
like, oh yeah, you definitely did, huh?
Yeah.
It was like watching the first 900. You're just
it's like you see him perform Melting Lights like 100 times, and you're just like, that was different. Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah,
I really like what they're doing with Lost in Line with before he does the rap. This like new jam that they're putting in there.
I'll have to go back and listen to it again.
Cool. Yeah, no, it's really cool. It's like it draws the song out a little bit and like heightens the anticipation before he does like the buoy rap.
Love that rap.
Yeah. And then they did a really tight fall in place, followed by an absolutely slaying water. Like that water was a freaking cool ass water. Like that, it made me thirsty. That's how good that water was.
Need to take a break.
And then the distant times into Rocket Man, you know, that's a killer jam, especially like that first stretch of the distant times. But that Rocket Man was probably the first predictable thing I feel like they did of that tour, where it was like you kind of saw it coming from like a mile
See,
away. But it was still
with
tight.
that Shine On. I hate that tease. I love that song so much, and then right when the song's about to start, they just pivot.
They did Shine On during the Daft Side of the Moon set, right? They did it in entirety.
Yeah.
I think they did it once in for Domefest in 2018. Was it White Night? I think it was White Night Shine On.
Nice.
And they played it all the way through. But yeah, no, it's like distant times, like it's the Shine On Rocket Man.
Yeah, which is cool. It was just like a bit of a tease, cool. Just too much of a tease, I think, just to give you that much of the Shine On. But I love it.
Yeah, but then the next segment was what I thought was the highlight of the set, which was the landing E-Funk.
Poseidon Avalanche. I mean, that's a monster close.
The close was monster, but the E-Funk, call it a bust out. They played it at Flocktoberfest. It's always hits so hard. Just like super funky.
Yeah, I mean, it's been almost a year since played. And really since 2020 only played 3 times. That's like real bust out story.
Some real psychedelic funk rock when they go to the E-Funk.
Bring it out.
Didn't Gator look at you and say, E-Funk?
No, he came up to me during the Magic Beans. It was like the first thing he said to me. He was like, E-Funk. I'm like, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and the thing with bending, I'm not able to like be up there for the first half, like Melting Lights, and then like the first half of Lost in Line. I was up there, but then like I'd go back to the booth, and then like Tiffany.
Yeah, the pop in and out.
Yeah, pop in and out, especially by the location, and like I kind of missed the ending of the show until they played Long Train Running.
Hell yeah!
Oh my gosh, dude! I've been
also. Just back up real quick. Quick shout out to Jimmy Law for the sit-in on Poseidon.
Yeah, Jimmy's
the fucking
talent.
Killer jam. Yeah, killer jam. And then tight Avalanche, and then Long Train Running. That was definitely for you.
Oh, you think so? I don't know, dude.
Yeah, that's your hometown encore. They know you love that song. They have a way, man. They have a way, man.
Yeah.
They know what their fans want.
Well, I was like up by the booth, like, you know, like, and Tiffany comes up, it's like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, oh shit. And like kind of ran away from her and stuff. And like Jack out of nowhere, like fucking like has these eyes like coming straight at me and like hugs me and tackles me. And I'm like, oh shit. Knocks my hat off and everything like that, and we're like jumping around and everything like that. But like he is like a heat sinking missile straight for me. Yeah, dude, that was fun. The last time I've seen them play that was like on a Valentine's Day in Bloomington, probably in like 2018 or something like that. In 2019. Okay. And like Ben's hair is just blowing in the wind, and Greg's hair is just blowing, and it was like hot as fuck in that room, because I think it was a sold out show. Like a whole bunch of people, like indie flock, were in there, and dude, it was just nuts. So I've been waiting for that song for a long time, so I was happy to see.
Was it the encore of that show too?
It was the encore of that show too. Yeah.
And then I was there in Miami in between those 2 times.
Okay, yeah.
It was the end of the tour, so it was like the tour closer encore.
Yeah, it's fun. My high school band used to play that.
Really?
Yeah, as like a pump up song. It was dope.
When
Do do do
so pumped
do
up.
do. Huh? It gets me pumped up.
Yeah,
We
baby.
play it as a pump up song in our house.
Nice.
Baby. Yeah, that was 2019. Are you looking at it right now, Mike? Is that why you knew?
No, I just knew.
Oh,
It's like a steel trap. Nothing gets out of there.
yeah. But then the next night we drive on down to old Cincinnati, Covington, Newport. Greg actually, or someone made a comment about how many freaking names does this city have, but it's
Megacore.
basic. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, because Andy came out and was like Cincinnati, Kentucky, Newport, Cincinnati, Kentucky.
Keep guessing.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
that's exactly what I was talking about. Yeah, but it's that Megacorp Pavilion. But this show for our vending was like they ended up moving this inside because it was like it was threatening rain all day, and then it was like it
And it was undersold
undersold a little bit. But when it moves
for
inside,
the outside.
it seemed pretty, like it.
Yeah, it's a much smaller capacity for indoors.
Yeah, but even the flock photo was a nice, a decent sized photo for after the show for that.
Yeah, and I feel like that might have been like tough to get if we were outside. So like I don't know, I feel like everything about moving that show inside worked out for the best.
It
Like
absolutely did, and that's what I was going to say about our vending because like we were up on the like underneath the balcony and stuff, so we had a view of the entire show, a whole area to dance, and it was fantastic. And we had a surprise appearance from Kendall McCargo at the show.
Nice.
You know, super excited
yeah,
about seeing Kendall anytime. So that was fun.
yeah, anytime.
And
I was basically perched up on Jeremy's lap for the whole show.
yeah, that's just the only thing I'm missing from the vending shows is like being like,
Get, getting in there.
yeah, not being able to get up in there and stuff
Well,
without.
Right.
you'll be back. Don't worry.
I'm not worrying
Yeah,
about
you'll
it
have
at
your
all. I was just saying, like, it was like, I have area to dance, and it's kind of like a
yeah,
new thing to be in the back like that. I've never really.
and you're making money during the show instead of
Right?
spending it.
Oh, well, it depends on if the show's going good or not. So it's not every time you're making tons of money, my man. But yeah, that's another thing that these.
I didn't say tons of money. I just said
Ballin', baby. Woo! It takes it back.
I'm gonna retire and sell shirts on tour.
No, no,
Right.
So good.
definitely not.
But this Megacorp
It
show
was-
is like a pretty good set. Late set Snake Eyes, opening with The Town.
Show
Yeah.
was absolutely
Town.
sick.
Talk about
The
The Town.
Town.
The Town is
The
honestly,
town?
now that we're talking about it, I really love the song so much. It's way
Can't
up
stop
there.
because they're in the
The
town.
jam, the funky ass jam they go into, and kind of they just go wow, and it's like bust the room open. It's
The town's
yeah.
awesome.
I slept on it for a
Yeah.
hot second, but I'm really glad I came around on The Town because it's what's going down at The Town.
I really liked the Ernie Chang sit-in on Live Life.
So-
That kind of like I was like waiting for that sit-in for the whole run because they hadn't had saxophone sit-in yet, and I thought that was a great song choice for him too, like something totally different, and he just like crushed it he had like a 6 solo, for like 2 minutes. He just wailed.
Yeah, he is very good, and it was very dope. The show me was funky as fuck too.
Hell yeah.
I thought
Zydeco was
You get the
awesome.
and
Super
the Snake
fun.
Eyes to close that set were like two big songs that like I feel like they just don't break out as often as they should. And
Finally played Zydeco the right way.
Elaborate.
All right, so like Zydeco is a full like 3-part song. There's the beginning, there's 2 distinct jams, and then it has like like the end crescendo where they kind of like reprise the chorus. And for the longest time, they throw sandwiches in it, and they can condense Zydeco into like easily a 6-minute like tight wrap up. And but when that song is played right, it's one of the coolest jam vehicles they have, and I'm gonna die on that hill. And I've been chasing it for. Let's see, the last one I saw, I think, was the Beacon Skiff,
which I think was just a year ago, almost a year ago. Yeah, I saw the
They did the landing Zydeco at the Beacon Skiff, and that was a sick ass Zydeco.
And we were all there.
And then before that, I feel like the last time they did it was the Covington New Year show in 2018. So it was cool for them to be back in like the Newport Covington area, busting out a dank ass Zydeco again for the first time in so long.
Jake, you're right there. I feel like your head's exploding.
No, because Mike's connecting all the dots. Because like for a while, he would always talk about you got to play Zydeco the right way, and I'm just like, well,
everyone's like, what the fuck are you talking about? As if they've been playing it the wrong way all these years, because they have.
Well, I've been singing it right all these times, dude. So.
And then for them to come out of that to go into like Jeremy's like serenading us with the Horizon intro is just like name a better way to tell us that you love us than to just like do that.
Yeah. And then just to kick it into a Snake Eyes with Jeremy Kaplan. And then just put a little Doc cherry so right on the top. Boop.
Yeah, it went from positive light jam to like we fucking love you guys to like let's get dark.
Yeah.
And then we're like, we got a little time left. What do we got?
Let's keep it funky.
I love the Ocean Flows Encore.
No, it was just the Ocean. Yeah. Led Zeppelin.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was sick.
Yeah. Everybody out.
I think Sean Eccles started that jam off.
Nice.
Which was awesome. Guy was crazy. Yes. But yeah, that show was great. And what was really cool about this run was I felt like it had the most like Domefest feel for the whole weekend. Hopping around from like show to after party. And then the night 3 Magic Beans set was in this like really chill kind of like church like venue. It was like a big open space, tons of room to dance, tons of room to like wander around and chill. And then like I think like all the bands came out and were hanging out after, like very much felt like night 3 Domefest, like late night set vibes, which was super sick.
Yeah, Greg
so
sang some Lion King.
Yeah, he had to hit us with the Disney one time.
Right.
The circle.
Well, I think that the Magic Beans played that song a couple weeks ago.
Oh, really?
And Duffy sang it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it wasn't the first time they played that.
Yeah, that was fun.
More, you know.
Everyone, like,
good shit.
All the pigeons were there, hanging out.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Max.
I went out to talk to Jeremy, and the first thing he said was like, "Man, I totally fucked up during that Horizon intro."
You did, dude.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I heard it, but I don't think everybody noticed.
That's funny. That's funny.
It didn't matter. It didn't matter at all.
Honestly,
yeah, he's such a perfectionist.
I was listening to it today, and I turned it when he did that.
Oh, you fucked up. I can't listen to this one anymore.
Sorry.
I remember on my birthday, like in 2014, I was seeing Fish, and it was my first Fish show on my birthday. And at the time, Divided Sky was my favorite song. And then at the start of it, Trey forgot what he was doing. And like it was like he just didn't know how to play his guitar for about like 15 seconds. And it would ruin that song for a while for me. Because all I would hear was that every time I'd be playing, I'd be like waiting to hear that. It was the greatest thing. So now I have a whole thing about Divided Sky. Weird like that. Anyway.
Trey's adorable when he messes up.
Yeah, he is. He smiles it off. You know.
Yeah. And everyone like erupts into an ovation for him.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, he's human.
Right? Oh, yeah, he's one of us. One of. Where were we?
Never seen Trey break a string.
He has. He has to have. Statistically, right?
Right. Yeah.
He's
Yeah, no, they changed. They're pretty sure they change the strings every set.
Oh, do they really?
Like fresh strings, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, at least every show.
Interesting.
Starts fresh, yeah.
Well,
Moving
moving forward.
Yeah, so I hopped off for a week at this point.
But the next two shows were just
this is where you
shows, right?
They were, yeah.
They
had a couple of days off in
City.
like Kansas City and St. Louis and stuff, and then they had regular Pigeon shows with Sickard Hollow opening up on the 5th and 6th.
I was surprised those were one set shows. That caught me. I thought there was going to be 2 set.
Those are midweek though, right?
Yeah.
So that kind of
early
makes
curfews.
They were Wednesday and Thursday. Yeah.
Got
it. Yeah, probably.
But I thought good set was nonetheless. It got a little Winter Splinters again.
I'm still surprised they haven't played Drunk People at any of these breweries.
Right? Seems appropriate.
Andy Frasco was hilarious at Bell's. He was shitting on Founders the whole set. It was so funny. He was like, I got kicked out of Founders for crowd surfing, but I'm going to crowd surf here and say, fuck Founders.
He's not salty.
Fuck Founders.
It was fucking
Love
great.
that.
And that Pigeons Bells show was probably arguably one of my favorite shows of the summer.
Listen.
Yeah, I think that set list. Oh, Jake,
where are you at with that, Jake?
Dude,
you were there.
I'm like balling up of tears right now thinking about this entire day.
The Skinner
which
opener?
is an amazing opener.
God damn it! Anytime I try to get emotional with this guy, he just like turns it right around into something else. But this weekend was just fucking so good. But we actually missed the Skinner and half of the Something For You opener because we were inside for this setup. Just let me explain like how Bell's is. It's so it's like a small like little general store for their shop where you can buy like a whole bunch of their like goods and stuff like that, t-shirts, everything, koozies. And then they have like a small little restaurant with a bar, and behind the bar is an inside venue where they have inside shows during the winter and stuff. It's a very small like gym theater setup, and we were set up in there with the other vendor that was actually in Cincinnati, the Hemp Hats people. So like we couldn't see the stage at all during Dogs or Frasco. We could just hear it, and the doors were actually closed, so like it's just when people came in. But that's like where the main bar was, so we got a lot of foot traffic and everything like that. So we actually ended up doing really good, but made the decision like, hey, as soon as Pigeons come on, we're gonna close everything up and try to get everything into the car as soon as possible. And like, people aren't coming to buy drinks when Pigeons are
right. Makes sense.
About to come on. So it actually worked out fantastically. We threw everything in the back. Our car was like right there, so we were able to load up the car as soon as Skinner started playing. So I'm just like, oh my God, just like running into the car, just like missing most of Skinner and everything like that. But the crowd was already going crazy, and that train was coming by, and I'm pretty sure that's why they went with the instrumental beforehand, because they were like timing a lot of things around the train during.
Is it
earlier
like the track right next to the brewery?
It's right behind the stage. It goes right behind the stage.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you listen to the recording, it sounds like there's like a drill running like during Skinner. Like it goes like,
Yeah.
and like it actually fits in perfectly to the point where I thought it like someone had
Where
that
is this
effect as
effect?
part of
What
the
is that?
song,
Yeah, I remember hearing something like that and just being confused.
and it was literally a freight
That's
train.
crazy.
So like they just gotta like incorporate freight train noises into Skinner from now on.
Freight trains are in right now, man. Train songs
Yeah,
are
trains in
Thing.
general, and then Jeremy teased Fish's train song later in
Did
the
he
set
really?
too. Yeah,
Nice.
really funny.
nice note.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Nice note.
So
Yeah.
Skinner.
you were in there in
Um,
full swing by the mine then?
Oh yeah, by mine. Well, so like it's in a garden. It's in a beer garden. There's like trees that overhang on one side, and there's like little benches in the back and everything like that. And it's pretty narrow. And then it like dips down into like this small little bowl that's like natural part of the ground and stuff right in front of the stage. So we like get like right on the edge of the bowl on Jeremy's side. So we're able to see just like,
the whole thing.
yeah, the whole thing. And it's perfect. It's like we're on like a second level and
Sick.
we were getting down the entire time. And the mine
Sick.
was super crispy. Uh,
Yeah,
the last time I think they played that was in Knoxville that I was at.
that makes
Yeah,
sense. Yeah.
Knoxville. Yeah, I've seen mine the last 4 times they've played it live. So that's been
We were at the debut too, right?
what was that?
New Year's.
Pittsburgh
Oh
New Year's Eve. It was the 30th, I think.
yeah, I was there and then missed all of those
Yeah,
because that's when old Boulder boy was growing up. But Boulder was at Pittsburgh. He was being watched by Grandpa while we were at that show. But yeah, I
I
love
remember
mine.
that. Yeah.
It's such a groovy song.
Yeah, I feel like the only time I caught it was at the 9:30 Club show, and that was like a very, very funky version. I really dug that one. I want to catch it again. That's definitely a song on my want to see again soon list.
Yeah, I was streaming that show and kind of like in a group chat, and during the weeps, someone in the group chat was like, I swear to God, if they go into Couldn't We All, because like the jam was definitely like kind of dancing around it, and the jam came to an end, and they went into All Right Tonight, and then the All Right Tonight had a very like Couldn't We All esque jam. And then I swear when they went into Space Jam, I thought they were playing Couldn't We All. And then they called out Brian and Jeremy with dogs during the Space Jam. And when they made the switch from Space Jam to the hop, like literally my mind was just blown. I was just like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Did you hear that too? Like with like cuz like I wasn't the only one who heard it. Like we were in the group chat kind of like
Well, what's the
like, "Oh, yeah, you were right. That's a good call." It was like, "Nope,
Well,
not even close."
after the show, I wasn't able to talk to anyone, but I did notice that, and the last time they did that or was something different was at the Knoxville show, I think. Right? I think I texted you about that, and I was talking to Greg about that. Yeah, they played at the Mill and the Mine, the Hop, uh,
Okay.
that show.
Yeah.
And it seems like they've been exploring different like segues, I guess you could say, into with the hop or
Yeah.
into the hop and stuff that make you think different things are happening. Because like I was asking,
It made me it made me think about when they were doing the World from Domefest, the 2018 World. There was a whole segment of that song that I thought they were kind of doing like a Lightning Cliffs mashup. And and I didn't even like, I went that whole set, didn't even realize they were doing a one set jam. I was like, waiting the whole time, like, wait, like, what are they going to
all
jam
right?
into next? And like, I'm thinking, like, oh, this is like Cliffs. No, this is Lightning. No, this is Cliffs. And then, like, I was like, wait, no, they're just playing World.
yeah, that's like yeah. But I was thinking the same thing, but at the same time, I was just like, damn, this is just a great show. I'm enjoying myself so much right now with my wife,
Oh, yeah.
dancing and everything like that. We were just having so much fun. And the
Nice.
night was so great. Kevin was there. Uh, we got to talk to Kevin before the show
Yeah.
for like a long time, catch up with him and everything. Even after the
Oh,
show,
yes, okay.
we got to catch up with him and everything. But
Yeah,
ending the
yes,
show
Kevin's
with
awesome.
My Own Way, Greg crushing it, yelling.
12-minute version. I'm all for, because
Yeah.
I was watching this,
My
and I
Own Way
thought the
jams.
FU they were going to close on that. And I was like, all right, they're wrapping it up
Right.
with this. And then I hear them going to My Own Way, and I was like, do they got time for 2 more songs? I didn't think they were going to close with it because I'm just not used to it in that closing spot. But now they're throwing down these 10, 12-minute versions. I mean, I love this as a closer. I think this is, they've done this twice now, I think, as a closer. That I'm for it. I like it. It's a good spot,
Yeah.
especially if they jam it out.
I was thinking the same thing that you were. I was like, dang, we got
What
like
are they gonna
2,
do
3
after
songs.
this?
What are they going to do? Dock us again? Am I going to get docked again? They played Melting Lights in this song. I mean,
So,
this set again. I just saw Melting Lights, and but no, they didn't. They jammed the sucker out, and it was so good. Can't get out of my own way is so good, dude. I love it. And then Greg gets a little break on vocals with the encore with Godzilla
yeah,
because what's his name?
gets all the help.
What's that?
He said he gets all the help.
Yeah,
with the encores.
He's just conducting at that point. Orchestra.
Right.
But I feel like when you were saying, like, Greg, as we were talking about that earlier, it was making me think back when he was doing he did the, what was it, the Junta Circus, the Everybody Orchestra. Am I saying that right? I think those are old words at work. Anyway, but he was the ringleader for that. And I remember he did it. Shit, was it the Cap? They had like acrobats. It was like a whole thing. But yes,
it was a pink talking fish.
Maybe that's what it was.
Something circus. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, yeah.
He's a performer for sure.
All day. Consummate performer.
Yeah, even off the stage.
For sure.
Yeah, I ran into him backstage.
He's always working, that guy.
Definitely is. I ran into him backstage before Columbus because Ben and I went for a bike ride. And I was like leaving on my bike, and he's like, "Nice basket," but was like saying it super nice, but like
even said nice.
That he was like making fun of me for it and stuff. But then he was just like being super nice to me about whatever. But I ended up giving him his first tie-dye from me.
Nice.
Yeah, snuck that in. I think it might be a little bit too big for him, so I don't think I'll ever see him wear it. But we'll see. But after the Kalamazoo show, they go to Wisconsin, Yuba. What's that?
Oh yeah, Bonfire. This is the festival, right? Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. And
was this the festival that Frasco played after them?
I don't know.
I think Frasco did like the late set.
Yeah, it says the show time was at 7 p.m.
Yeah, I think Frasco did the like late set that show.
I think that Frasco did throw down a pretty good late set.
Yeah,
he would definitely keep the party going.
Yeah, this is one I listened to the least, so I don't have too much feedback on the show. But I was at Northlands, and Northlands was sick.
Let's go right in.
They definitely. Yeah, I don't have the set list in front of me, but they understood the assignment, what they had to do opening for Goose, and they executed very well.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny. I called.
Oh yeah, I caught like every note of music at that festival. It was so much fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
There were 2 songs that I felt for this show, and I was definitely feeling the Porcupine opener. And for some reason, I was thinking it was either going to be Porcupine or Henrietta. So when they played like a Porcupine Beneath the Surface Henrietta, I'm like, all right, close enough.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was feeling it.
Their volume was turned up really loud for that set too, which was like in a good way. I felt like, I don't know. I think some people might have conflicting viewpoints on that, but I was just like, it was just a totally immersive sound.
You know what they say?
It's you on the stream.
Too old.
Oh yeah. And when I was for my senior high school yearbook, I came as runner up for most likely to stand out in a crowd.
Oh yeah. Well, I saw your
Yeah,
house. You had your fedora
I,
on.
I finished in second.
Second. Yeah. Well, they had the crowd bumping. I could tell uh from the stream.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It
stream.
looked like
yeah,
it was a good
it was
show.
awesome.
And then you had the sit in with Rob from Dopapod and Kanika Moore would come together. It was
Yeah,
cool.
dude, the Henrietta Jam was probably a highlight for me on that set. They kind of like went into this kind of like lower jam where they just started grooving. Like, they get like in the pocket and you're like 100%
Locked
feeling
in,
it.
as they
Uh,
could say.
there was a moment where I had to stop and turn to the person next to me and just be like, I am so fucking happy about this jam right now. Like this is great.
Did you know this person or was it just a random person?
No, it was a
Oh,
friend.
okay.
I'm not gonna name names, but yeah.
Beneath the Surface was nice though too.
Yeah, I feel like every song they
Yeah.
played in this set, they really kind of took the distance. Beneath the Surface is no short of that. Even the Something For You,
Yeah, they're like,
Yeah,
their Horizon.
we got something for you, you honkers. We're gonna get you honked up.
yeah. They could have just said we have something for you, and then be like, we want to welcome out Rob Compa from Dopapod and Kanika Moore, artist at large.
Artist.
Six valuable minutes that could have gone into that come together jam.
Was she the artist at large for real?
Yeah, she played with like every band.
Oh,
It was sick.
that's
Yeah, yeah. And I didn't realize that she helped Andy write the song "Dancing Around My Grave."
Really?
Just like a song he finishes like every set with, and I'm pretty sure that's her on the studio, which is sick. He wrote that song with Doom Flamingo.
Oh, I think he wrote that song about his mom.
That's some
Okay,
days.
some days got it. He did like some in
Yeah.
Miami. He did like a whole thing at the end talking about that mom.
Yeah,
And it was
yeah,
it shows he has such a sweet side about him. He's like a let's party motherfuckers, woo! And then he's also like
yeah,
like very sensitive, brings it down, has that kind of like a touching moment with the crowd, and then turns it right back up to 10.
yeah. No, I mean his studio tracks like really hit on an emotional level. Like he's a great songwriter.
Yeah, I agree.
he's a human being.
Just like you and me and
Maybe.
Colin.
All right. Well, you got anything else to add, Michael?
I don't remember what else they played at Northlands. I just remember that
A little
Henrietta.
liquid avalanche closer.
Yeah, that sounds good.
You got to get those asses shaking. A little avalanche to close it out. I think that was a good choice just to finish on a high note.
I don't know. Sounds
Sure.
good.
Wonderful.
I don't know.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Oh, okay. Well, let's go in the tour dates. Yeah.
Yeah, what's coming up?
You got some
Got some
new ones
time.
coming up.
Fish tour is coming up. That's what's coming
yeah.
up.
And I'm
It
sitting
is.
back,
I'm
and I'm just, I just got Mondegreen. I'm like, you know what? I as much as I want to try to like hit one show, they're in such weird cities. The tour is kind of an interesting run, and I don't know if I could make anything work. What are you hitting, Mike? If any? Disco Land. Let's go.
Yeah. I'm also seeing Trey next Saturday with the Boston
Ooh, that'll be
Pops.
nice.
I'm
Are you gonna
super
wear a
excited
tuxedo?
about that. Yeah, I was thinking of wearing a suit and then telling him that Trey's my dad and I need to go backstage.
So a funny story, real quick, I'll tell is I was at it.
Be like, you see the
You look
resemblance?
just like him. It's uncanny.
I'll show the Photoshop picture of me and Trey doing the finger.
So I was at a Trey show with my buddy Gary, who's like 75 years old, and he's got white hair and a white mustache, and he's kind of a little short guy. And these guys that were sitting next to us at the show look over and they're like, "Hey, dude, are you Trey's dad?" And he's just a shit talker, so he just goes, "Yeah, I'm Trey's dad." And all of a sudden I see him, he's like talking to these guys, and they're like being all cool, and like all of a sudden they're taking photos with him, and I'm like, and like a few minutes in, I'm like, dude, what the hell are you doing? Who are those guys? He's like, I don't know. They thought I was Trey's dad. And I was like, oh my They're gonna show people these photos later, and they're gonna be like, "Dude, you idiot! That's not Trey's."
That's
If
funny.
I showed you a picture, you'd be like, "Well, if you were on enough drugs, you'd probably think this was Trey's dad too."
My next pigeon shows are caverns, so that's at end of
Nice.
August. So how much time is that? 3 months? 2
Something like
months? 2.5 months? Yikes!
They're all over the
That's
place.
almost as long as the last stretch I went without seeing them.
They're all over the place. They're in Vermont, Virginia, Nevada.
Cry me a river. Oh.
Drunk people.
Yeah, they're off right now until July 19th, where they go to Vermont for the Crow Festival. And then they got the free
Jessamine Crow.
Yeah, Jessamine Crow. And then they got the old free show in Virginia Beach. And then they go July 26th to the 28th in Crystal Bay, Nevada for the Gamblers Run Music Festival with Carl Denson. So like
Oh, and they did tell us there Carl Denson will be sitting in, which
oh yeah, it's also not the first time Carl sat in with them.
I mean, dude's a beast. I look forward to hearing that.
Carl is a beast, dude. He's like
jacked. Yeah, he's jacked.
Yeah. He's a beast at multiple levels.
He also plays a mean saxophone.
Does he really?
Yep. And then they're off. This is where I think the more dates are going to come in is the early August, but who knows? They're probably going to take that second week of August off to go to Mondegreen. So they might announce some first week of August dates. But for right now, they have the Georgia Theater in Athens, Georgia on the 22nd before they head underground in the caverns on the 23rd and 24th. And then the 25th, they're in Birmingham, Alabama. And then they take a break from the Andy Frasco Dogs Tour for a couple of days and do the Charleston Poorhouse.
You think those will be 2 set shows?
That'd be cool.
I hope so.
You said those are midweek shows, huh? When's the next 2 set pigeon show that we're going to get?
Caverns? No. That's the tour. No. That's right.
It's probably going to be like fall tour.
Maybe. It's a good point.
Fish isn't doing a fall tour, which means that like pigeons have to do a fall tour. Otherwise, like, what are we going to do?
I don't know.
What are we going to do? I got plenty to do. But
I'd love to have Flocktoberfest back in Baltimore. I wouldn't mind.
That'd be sweet.
Maybe there's still that one open spot at Ramblefest, which Natalie Brooke is artist at large at that festival.
Isn't Greg going to be there too?
Doing Scrambled Greg?
Scrambled Greg was, so like, and that's also close to home for them. So there's like an opportunity. And I've been itching to see Natalie Brooke sit in with pigeons.
Itching? Where? Yeah.
Yeah, like.
You should get that checked out.
No, she's so good though. It's not even funny. She's so nasty.
Nice.
Yeah, well, pigeons are going to be at this new date that they just announced at the Palladium Outdoors in Massachusetts. Right. And then August 34th, the next night, they're in New York at the Rooftop Pier 17. And then head up to Portland, Maine on September 1st at Thompson's Point.
That's some good logistics to go Massachusetts, New York, and then back up to Maine.
Yeah.
It's a nice little triangle.
Good thing they don't have to drive.
That's a good
point. Then the logistics for the next little jaunt that they do from the September 5th through the 7th is not that bad. It's Fayette, West Virginia to Roseland, Virginia, and then they wrap up in Charlotte, North Carolina. But the outpost at the New River Gorge, that's on a Thursday. Devil's Backbone is a Friday. And then the Fillmore in Charlotte is a Saturday. And yeah,
Getting some shows in.
getting some shows. Then they got the Bender Jamboree in Vegas.
Yeah.
So they're going to be out west for 2
I wonder
hours.
what they're gonna do for Halloween
Ooh.
I don't know. I was thinking about that today, actually.
and New Year's.
Yeah, I was thinking about New Year's too, where they're going to do New Year's.
Yeah, like how much traveling we have to do.
I mean, I'm going to say both are going to be the
Hopefully-
Northeast to some capacity if I had to guess.
Hopefully somewhere in between. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see.
Well, yeah.
What if they don't? What if they don't do Flocktoberfest and they do like a Baltimore New Year's show?
Where do you think they'd play that?
Oh yeah. They're also doing. Jeremy and Gator are doing that Halloween at the Science Center with John Brady and friends, which is going to be fucking sick.
When's that?
The weekend.
I think it's like the 26th of October. It's a Saturday. The Science Center Halloween party is consistently one of the coolest Halloween parties you could possibly go to. They have like 3 stages of music. There's DJs in the planetarium. They have a rooftop bluegrass stage where they're doing like a Ween tribute set. And then John Brady, if you're not familiar, is the keyboardist for Dancing Bears and used to play keys with Electric Love Machine, which is like one of the coolest bands that ever exist. And another one that didn't quite make it. But John Brady is a prodigy on the keyboards, and he's going to be playing with Gator and Jeremy, which is like a lineup that I've been kind of waiting my whole life to see. So I'm as excited about that with like any Pigeon show I would see this year.
Okay.
Sounds like a rager.
Yeah, you should come.
We're coming.
On the way.
Cool.
We are coming.
Actually,
No way.
Sick.
Tiffany wants to go. It's not even up to me.
Yo, totally come. It's gonna be great. We'll rage. I'll wear the same Halloween costume that I've the last 3 years in a row.
I think
Yeah,
Bodog's coming too. Yes.
nice. Double check that it's not a 21 and up event.
No, like he's coming to stay with
Oh, all right.
someone.
He's going to work vending outside while they go into the show. So they have
he's
all
got the
bases
booth.
covered.
No, but Colin, you got any shows coming up?
Right now, I mean, not a lot on my calendar coming up. I think Mondegreen's my next thing that I really have on the schedule right now. And maybe if I catch some random shows here in town. I'm resorting to baseball. I went to a Marlins game the other night and took a good nap. It was fun.
Okay.
Now that basketball is over, I'm trying to find things that are going on. A couple comedy shows are coming up, but yeah, besides that. But I think by the time fall hits, I will be back.
Who's coming through? Who's coming through to make you laugh?
I have to go back and take a look.
William Montgomery's here this weekend.
Oh, nice. But I remember seeing there is some stuff on the horizon here. But I think by fall, I'll be in position to make some shows. So I look forward to some good fall announcements because definitely my next priority is booking pigeon shows. Yes. Yeah. And I'm like, as I'm looking right here, I'm looking at Atlanta, and I'm like, how long is that drive? Is it only 10 hours? I mean, that's not even 12 hours, and that's not even the longest drive we talked about on this call. So clearly I should be able to just drive 12 hours to 10 hours to Atlanta.
Atlanta can't be 10 hours.
It's 9 hours to the border.
What? That's
Florida's
crazy.
a long, until you drive this state, you don't realize it's like California. Like the state just doesn't freaking end. It just goes on and on and on.
I guess so. I've done it before, but yeah.
But I might be able to
you won't see me there, but I hope to see you at a show soon.
Likewise. But I'll be at more shows by the end of this year. And then obviously, look, there's the rest of our lives ahead of us. So I'll be back soon enough. Looking forward to it. It's been a big FOMO summer, hearing all the good times, good vibes. High
at least you get all the streams. They're streaming a lot of it, right?
Even Ben streamed the other night. I was like, shout out Ben for his GoPro stream. Like that was clutch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he first logged into that. He was still in the green room, and like Greg was going over the set list before the show. I was like, I don't think we should be seeing this.
Too much. Put this in the final edit.
Don't tell me J-Town pop off. Okay.
Oh man. Well, no one asked me, but I'll go ahead and tell you guys.
Jake, are you going to any of these shows anytime soon?
Not anytime soon. Not until August, when Fish goes to Indianapolis.
Rough.
Yeah, Ruhoff. We're gonna be out there for 3 nights, and then the announcement to vend Mondegreen was supposed to be on the 14th, and they did not tell anyone. But they ended up reaching out to people and letting them know that they have not finalized it yet, but will be letting people know very soon. So we're waiting to hear back about Mondegreen, and then I am at least going to the caverns, and then the rooftop in New York.
That's also a maybe for me. That's it.
You might as well do Worcester too.
Worcester. I can't because I don't have it.
Sir.
Yeah, I can't do that day.
Dude, if you get vending at Mondegreen, though, that'd be sick.
It's Kel's
That'd be
birthday.
so awesome, dude. I'd be excited if you're there.
Yeah, I know. It might just be Tiffany going though if she gets it.
Right
So
on.
I don't know. That's like them not telling us is like putting a hold on so much stuff that we have to do.
It seems like a theme this year.
Oh, bro, tell me about it. Yeah, I know. But I might be going to Fayetteville, West Virginia, and then definitely doing Devil's Backbone and then the Fillmore Charlotte.
Nice.
But then that's it for now.
Beautiful.
Most of the tour that I'm going to be on now. Oh, I'm probably going to go to Alabama too after the cave because I'll be down there. Might as well just go to Alabama.
Might as well.
Sick.
Yeah.
Might as well.
All right, fellas. Well, we made it to an hour. Thanks so much, Mike and Colin, for staying up late. It's 1:39 Eastern time in the morning.
I was going to just pretend like it was. I was going to pretend that it was just 2 p.m.
Oh yeah, okay. Do the
It's just really
opposite of
cloudy
like the
out,
late
so-
night shows.
Yeah. Since we're streaming, we can pretend that it's anytime.
Yeah, we could, but I spilled the beans, man.
I can do an announcement at the front that says, "This is Mike, Jake, and Colin in the morning. Waking up with the guys." All right.
Just get the sun up. There we go.
I need my coffee.
All right,
guys.
Right.